Yo, what is up, guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mall channel, your source for on point and no hype reviews. We are back again, everybody. We're back with another fragrance review right here, guys. And today we are back at Roja Parfums. That's right, Roja Dove. I mean, definitely Roja is one of my favorite fragrance houses out there, and I'm definitely compelled every time they do a new release. And today I will be talking about their Neiman Marcus exclusive, which has an amazingly beautiful bottle. And so, can't wait to break this down for y'all. Let's go. Now, before I continue, please do not forget to like and subscribe, guys, okay? Liking, subscribing, and watching the ads is a great big deal to this channel as we head towards 27,000 subscribers. So please continue all your support, guys. Deep dive into my over 900 no hype videos and shop at our affiliate links on this video, as well as with our friends of the channel, our decanters that do work with us as well. Thank you so much for all your support. And the fragrance that we'll be talking about today is none other than the latest Roja Parfums exclusive / collaboration. This is none other than Roja Parfums Neiman Marcus Parfum. Yes, Roja Neiman Marcus Parfum. All right, and it comes in a red bottle. And I really like the bottle. The bottle design to me is like, man, I love it. It's very tempting to buy a full bottle just on the design alone if you're all about bottle aesthetics and collections like that. But really what got me excited about this was the fact that the last Neiman Marcus exclusive I did review was with Boudicca the Victorious, and that turned out, I mean, I reviewed that before anyone else, and that turned out to be a real good one. I told everyone that that was going to be a banger, a mainstream banger, and you know, the rest of it, the rest is history on that fragrance, guys. All right, so now we're back with Roja, one of my favorite houses, all about exclusivity, guys. And if you come from, you know, when my, you know, collecting spree started, like maybe 5 years ago, I mean, you know that Roja is all about exclusive bottles and collaborations. I mean, I went through that whole buying phase of going through the Gulf collection and, you know, the Harrods exclusives, as well as the other collaborations that they've done. I went through that collecting phase. So this one is not new to me, and it definitely got me excited, like I said, because it's with Neiman Marcus, which is, you know, one of the last remaining upscale, you know, department stores out there here in America, okay? So anyways, I will break this down for y'all. No hype. I'll break down every single part of the scent, and I'll let you know at the end of this video if this is worth it as a full bottle worthy scent. Let's go spray this thing right now. Okay, guys, now let's talk about this fragrance right here, the latest Roja Parfums exclusive for 2025. This is none other than Neiman Marcus Parfum. And this fragrance starts with a lovely opening, nice upscale opening right here. You're going to get the combination of black currant as well as cassis, which is black currant leaf. You're going to get blackberry as well as the early appearance of saffron in this fragrance. So it's a real nice, elegant opening, guys. I wouldn't say that this is one of those that you have only the tart notes coming in and, you know, giving you a taste of tart fruitiness, but it's actually a lovely combination of both black currant, which is tart, with some nice fruity blackberry. And of course, underlying all of that is the early appearance of saffron, which I'm going to say here is also one of the chief notes of this fragrance. And saffron is going to be your spicy / leathery saffron that comes in and always creates a classy upscale tangent every time it comes in. And of course, Roja saffron is the highest quality in the biz, okay? But nevertheless, guys, I really liked how this opening has a nice tart black currant, and the blackberry is a type of berry that, you know, it gives a nice fruitiness, but it's not the typical tart one. You know, it gives a nice blackberry fruitiness here that really goes very, very well with that saffron, okay? So I'm gonna say this, that it does create a tart intro, fruity intro, but again, you do have some underlying saffron to create that classy tangent. The opening is not necessarily mainstream, and that's something I look forward to with a lot of exclusives and a lot of, you could say more upscale fragrances. All right, I don't want like a pure, like, easily understandable tart bright intro that transitions into a simple gradient. This one right here is actually a nice combination of an intro that slightly gives you that nice wake up with the tartness, but then still a unique blackberry right here in the opening, and of course classic saffron well blended in does create that classy tangent. So definitely I would say just on the opening alone, this Neiman Marcus spells exclusivity and elegance. And of course, definitely not your average run-of-the-mill, like mainstream type of intro. Also, compliment factor-wise, I got some compliments here. I was in a room where a lot of people had different fragrances, okay? A friend of mine had, Musk Therapy, and another friend of mine had Love Don't Be Shy, I believe. And with all of those, fragrances around the room, there was a person that actually said like, man, somebody smells good here. And I didn't want to say like, oh, well, I'm wearing this. I was like, well, a lot of people are wearing scents, but it turns out that that person actually, smelled this one and said, no, you're the one that smells real good. What is that? It smells so elegant. And that's basically what I wore. And the funny thing is, especially with these types of perfumes, maybe if you're, used to really strong projecting types of fragrances, you might write this off as a low performing perfume. But mind you, if you know your notes and you have a high quality saffron note out there, definitely that creates a nice like aromatic, like spicy smell. This one, sillage and projection wise, created a nice scent trail that I was surprised, because for me I could really smell it, but I was surprised that people around me could smell that, and of course created some compliments right there. So I would say sillage and projection is a lingering draw in scent. It's not weak at all. Maybe it'll feel weak to you, but definitely other people could smell it as I walked along. So to me, it's pretty decent. Okay, now let's head into the mid of Roja Parfums Neiman Marcus Parfum. Now this mid right here is the bread and butter of this fragrance. This is really the thing, okay? This is the thing that maybe it'll be the big reason why you would buy this fragrance. So intro has some black currant, some cassis leaf, some tartness, and then of course blackberry, which is a nice fruity mix with that suede. But of course the heart of this is going to be a combination of that saffron that really pops out here in the mid, mixed in with the classic Roja Dove patisserie accord that we have smelled in Sweetie Aoud. I really feel like this is a revival of that, maybe a reintroduction to new fans of the brand or fans that have never heard or have smelled Sweetie Aoud. You've got the patisserie accord that comes back full force here in the mid of this fragrance, and you are going to get some nice sugar as well. So they call it the souffle accord, but to me, after smelling this multiple times, it's the classic Sweetie Aoud patisserie accord with some added sugar. And of course, the saffron goes full force here as well. Full spiciness and leather mixed with that patisserie accord with some sugar. All right, so it is lovely. At least for me, I'm a fan of Sweetie Aoud. Having this thing come back with a high quality saffron note and some sugar is really nice for me. Not sure where people are at right now when it comes to Sweetie Aoud, or if they even appreciate this kind of thing. But when Sweetie Aoud came out a long time ago, I did review that. I was quite blown away at how Roja was able to create this kind of like bread souffle accord that came out with Sweetie Aoud. So this is the revival of that, plus the heart of high quality saffron, spiciness, leatheriness, very elegant, like I said. Again, this is something I personally appreciate. Maybe some niche heads will appreciate. Will the mainstream appreciate it? I'm not really sure, but to me and the person or the people that have smelled this, they quite liked this part, this mid right here, which is gonna be the predominant part, by the way, of this fragrance. It goes on and on until probably like 6 to 7 hours. This starts at probably, I would say the saffron full body comes in at like 45 minutes. minutes in, and this goes all the way till the 6 to 7 hour mark. So if you appreciate this part, if you appreciate the patisserie accord with some sugar and some saffron, then you're gonna get hours and hours of this mid. This will be, pretty much the most predominant part of this fragrance right here, Neiman Marcus Parfum. And finally, let's look into the dry down of this fragrance right here. The bridge note right here is going to be suede, all right? So you are already gonna get some slight sweetness from the saffron and the sugar, and you're gonna get a suede note, which is also, mostly I would say like cashmere musk coming in here to kind of like bridge into a more fade to black dry down in this fragrance. And then on the final notes, you are going to get amber and musk. So it's going to be suede, amber, and musk. I really like how the suede comes in here as a bridge to the dry down at the 6 or 7 hour mark, guys. And then you've got a nice amber musk combination at the end of this fragrance. I would say it is a fade to black gradient dry down. Makes total sense right here. And that happens at the end, pretty much 6 to 7 hours in on the dry down. Classic, but I do like the suede because it's a nice transition. It wasn't a standard, honeyed amber / musk. The suede added in really provided a nice, you could say, texture to this ending of Neiman Marcus Parfum. Okay, so what do I think of this fragrance right here, Roja Parfums Neiman Marcus Parfum? I quite like it, all right? I do. And that's because, the intro is not going to be your typical intro. Yes, there is some tartness, but the fruitiness right here of the blackberry, I think, is really wonderful and unique, mixed in with the black currant and cassis leaf, really giving that strong tartness right there. And also, of course, high quality saffron. Can't beat that, all right? So I love saffron in fragrances, especially now that it's fall winter season. That's gonna be really in play, I would say, in the fall winter. So you get the early saffron as well, creating that classiness, that upscale tangent. And of course, the patisserie accord, the souffle accord, definitely the revival of the Sweetie Oud. This fragrance definitely is a nod to Sweetie Oud. The revival of that patisserie accord is wonderful, and it makes up for a huge part of this fragrance right here. So in a way, this could be a distant cousin or brother or sister of Sweetie Oud, right? So you have that saffron, you have that patisserie accord, which I like. And it's about time, right? It's been a few years since Sweetie Oud was so hyped and well known. It's been a few years, so it's good to have that part back here in Neiman Marcus Parfum. And I really like the dry down as well. Really can't complain right here. This is an upscale fragrance that won't be like anything else, or won't be like most other fragrances. Even in conversation with other frag heads, you won't have this kind of combination right here. And it's still, in my opinion, partly still mainstream lovable. Although this will really, I would say, appeal to the upscale heads, those that like to buy upscale grabbers such as myself, and those that, really appreciate the collectible value of these releases, because they don't come in huge amounts. I don't think they'll last forever. This will probably be in limited amounts. So if you're a collector that's into that, it's gonna definitely mix with the uniqueness, the upscale nature of this fragrance. So to me, I really like it. And usage-wise, guys, in my opinion, this fragrance is incredibly unisex. There's nothing here that's really mostly masculine or mostly feminine right here. This one has the best of both worlds. Saffron is definitely a note that I would say, any, gender really likes, I would say, when it comes to niche perfumes. Patisserie accord can be appreciated by anyone. So it's, to me, very, very unisex. Can a guy wear it? I definitely can. I definitely like it. I'm considering a full bottle. So, definitely this is a unisex scent. And of course, this one right here is, to me, it's going to be a cool to cold weather scent. AC environments, this is going to be a no-brainer, guys. In upscale venues, dinner somewhere nice, or like a nice special occasion, this is a nice thing to wear. Could be a signature scent for those that want to come out as like, upscale, elegant, upscale type of people. I would say that this could be a signature scent, because it's not really like super thick to where it's restricted restricted to cold weather only. It's a nice like aromatic type of saffron right here. Patisserie accord is not a thick fall winter note. And even towards the ending, I mean, it comes out at like 6 to 7 hours in with the suede, amber, and musk. So it's a long coverage of kind of like balanced, like non-thick, balanced types of notes here. So I would say that this is kind of like, you know, cool to cold weather, like I said, AC environments, great upscale grabber to wear. Okay, so now let's talk about total performance right here. This one right here, to me, the strongest was up to 11 hours. And Roja recently has been getting knocked for poor performance, right? Oh, it's poor. I can't smell it. Definitely that Elysium Noir. I mean, I'm still going to review that, guys, but I'm testing it. I'm trying to get the real official word from me as to where the performance is. But this one right here performed really, really nicely. And again, it had a scent trail, guys. I would say 11 hours max. And that's also because of the nature of the notes that's in here. You've got your saffron, you've got your amber, musk, and suede, and those are really, you know, thick, long-lasting notes, like thicker than usual, that will last you up to 10 to 11 hours wearing this scent. Significant scent. Maybe after 11 you can still smell remnants of that amber and musk, but for me, the most prominent one, 10 to 11 hours on this fragrance right here. And finally, let's look at the cost of this fragrance right here. I mean, come on, if you clicked on this, you know it's not going to be a cheap perfume. It's already a Neiman Marcus exclusive, and it's Roja. $550, unfortunately, for a 50 ml. Now, if this was 100 ml, I would have been like, dude, I would definitely get it. But the fact that it's 50 ml, that's a little, I'm not sure. I mean, definitely, I would say test or try this, or if they ever come up with, you know, 10 mls or decants, it would be nice to own maybe like a 10 ml of this. But I mean, that's a big, you know, thing right there. 50 ml for 550. Okay, because I definitely, if I ever got this perfume, to me, it's full bottle. I mean, I'm going to be loving to wear this like a lot during the fall winter season. To me, it is. But I think for most consumers, guys, the 50 ml might get you. Okay, but I think if you are into, like I said, collectability, exclusives, what have you, and you fall in love with this scent, I think it's a grower. Don't judge it on first use or first spray. Like, keep going, and maybe you'll find that, you know, you like this scent. I mean, again, for me, it's the uniqueness, exclusivity, the saffron, and the patisserie accord that to me makes it a full bottle worthy scent. I never owned a full bottle of Sweetie Oud, so that's why I'm considering owning a full bottle of this one right here. And that is it. That is my no hype review on the latest Roja Parfums exclusive Neiman Marcus Parfum. Let me know in the comments below what y'all think of this fragrance right here. I mean, what do y'all think? Did you guys own it, blind buy it, what have you? Did you try it at the boutiques? I would love to know what y'all think of this fragrance right here. And I know that, you know, the price is always going to be expensive when it comes to Roja, and life is hard nowadays. And that's the reason why, you know, this channel is here. Because, you know, who's crazy enough to plunk $400 to $500 on a random you know, like to me, I'm not like that, and that's the reason why I review samples. I'm not that crazy to get a whole bottle just to tell you what I think of the fragrance. That's so nuts. Like, I can get something else, you know. But, you know, to me, guys, I'm still a collector. I still buy full bottle perfumes, and for me, I have to really like it. At least that's me. I have to really like it and really see that I'm gonna use it, or it's going to be part of a collection. Like maybe like an exclusive collection that I might buy, and that's what influences my buying decisions. But nevertheless, I totally understand if this stuff is super expensive and, you know, for a lot of people out of the way. And that is why try and test the fragrances first before you buy. That's what this channel is about, giving you guys the no hype breakdown on all these things. And that is it. I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. God bless. Take care. Peace.